Hey Nancy Drew fans, we're back for Book 13, The Mystery of the Ivory Charm. First published in 1936 and revised under the direct supervision of Harriet Stratemeyer in 1974, my version is actually a strange combination of these two that I'm guessing is some kind of bootleg. The cover is clearly in the 1970s style, but the text and illustration inside are all obviously from the first edition. There are a number of key differences from the more modernized version, starting with the dated language. On the first page, we're introduced to Miss Fane and Miss Marvin, and they're described as Nancy's chums in this book by my count 28 times. When Nancy's fretting about what to wear to a dance at Emerson College, "I haven't any new party clothes to wear," Nancy said as she quickly thought of her wardrobe. "Just pack any old thing. No one will notice," remarked Ned, man fashion. Stylistically, I was surprised to find the author speaking directly to the reader throughout the book, starting with her description of Nancy's first mystery. Nancy took up the matter herself, and in the initial volume of this group of stories, entitled The Secret of the Old Clock, the reader learns of the clever girl's first experience in the field of mystery. Again, repeatedly mid-mystery to forward the plot, and at the end we get a tidy "where are they now" for all the criminals, including the two masterminds who end up on an island prison. The main characters are also a little bit different, including Hannah, who comes across as much more opinionated and also pretty racist in this version. "Nancy Drew, you're talking in absolute riddles, but if you think I'll take a brown-skinned boy to raise, you have another think coming. There's enough work in this house without adding to it." Nancy comes across as a little younger and more girlish. At one point, she skips gaily between her father and Ned while they're at the circus, and she executes a little dance when she's proven right. Most glaring is the story itself, which I have to believe is less PC than the 1974 rewrite. We start with Nancy, Bess, and George returning from 3 months in the mountains at a camp, and they happen to be at the same train station as a circus. Nancy meets Koya, who she describes as a handsome little brown boy, and his evil guardian Rye, who is whipping him. Rye's another example of a terrible father figure. He's seen here with his whip, Koya, Nancy, and the elephant. Nancy, of course, jumps in, and Koya ends up following her home. The Drew family then takes him in as a servant and lets him live over the garage. This mystery is pretty convoluted and includes a large house that's been gutted and filled with gymnastics equipment, a cache of jewels stolen from India, an elephant pendant that contains the secret to life or death, a mystic named Miss Allison who wears a white turban and speaks in tongues, multiple kidnappings, a case of royal mistaken identity, and a trip to the White House to have a luncheon with the president's wife, who invites over some of her close friends to meet Nancy, the famous girl detective. This all flows pretty well, making for a very fun 216 pages. And there are still plenty of regular features, including a great making fun of Bess moment where they're planning a picnic. "We could take him along anyway," Bess declared. "He would come in handy to lift the heavy hampers." Bess liked to eat. And Nancy continues to show Ned where her priorities are. First, when she tells him that he should just go ahead and ask another girl to go to the Emerson College dance because she's too busy solving her mystery. And again, when she's considering whether to accept an offer to go to India. "But it's so far away," Ned protested. "Perhaps," Nancy agreed, smiling. "But I would go to the very ends of the earth to find another mystery." Up next, The Whispering Statue.